Question number 1. In your new cycle, I see that you guys are testing 6 RMs and 5 RMs. What's the reason for this?
Nice. I know that Ed will be able to expand on it maybe a little bit more than I would, but I think my initial thoughts when I see something like that is just the relevance of where we're at in the season. Like, we've just finished testing singles and high numbers and putting on bodies under a lot of strain. And I think, if we ever have any new clients come in, or even if we have our live guys, they're always doing higher rep ranges for a reason. So I think to give us a target to work towards at the end of the block is really nice. Like, people get psyched up. They love a test week. They love working towards a goal. But to make that goal smart for where we are is probably the reason that I think you've programmed that in.
Yeah, you nailed it.
Did I steal the words out of your mouth?
That's perfect. I think it though, on that, I think people get very fixated on the ideas of 1RMs. And 1RMs, to be honest, people test 1RMs probably more than any other RM, which means that there's probably more data in the world on 1RMs.
True.
Which is a good thing, because for lots of people, it allows them to be comparable and know where they stand relative to their field of competition. In the sport of CrossFit as well, we know typically they lean towards testing 1RMs more. And on your CrossFit Games profile, what do you have? Your 1RMs for the world to see. With that said, in the quarterfinals last year, we tested a 4RM. So they're thinking a little bit more outside the box. In the first event at quarterfinals this year, it was a series of 1RMs. But with that said, like you said, we like to use rep maxes if we are working towards, let's say, a repetition max in a training cycle, to inform and dictate where the training is going to go for that cycle.
Yeah.
And it's really important that we put that out for the world to know, because for all of our athletes who are following the program, it's nice for them to know in 6 weeks' time, we're going to be building to a 5 rep max. So then the training that they see in week 1, which might be, let's say, 3 or 4 sets of 10, that now makes sense. Okay, so I'm going to start this cycle with 10 repetitions, and then probably over the next 6 weeks, we're going to see some reductions in repetitions and it increases intensities, because by week 6, I know I'm going to be testing to a 5 rep max. And so 5 reps might just be an arbitrary number. It could be like you said, we do 6 RMs. We're testing a double dumbbell overhead press 6 RM this block. We're also testing a dip 6 RM this block. And those numbers have kind of not just been plucked out of thin air, but like you said, the start of the season, we want to be focusing on, generally speaking, higher repetition strength work or strength endurance. And over the next 9 to 12 months, we'll be reducing those repetitions till eventually, probably just before the CrossFit Open or the CrossFit season next year, we'll be spending a little bit more time doing 1 rep maxes. Yeah. And it also ensures that, like you said, we're not just beating the body down, beating the nervous system down by doing heavy singles all year round. Anything to add on that? No,
I think that's great. 1RMs are overrated.
Yeah, and I think also just, the amount of the amount the nervous system needs to be recruited to really express a 1 rep max. It's like a do or die lift. Like if you really want to properly test your 1 rep max, you need to throw everything at that, absolutely all resources, if you want to get an accurate. And I think for most people that they've just got other things going on in their day and their lives, they don't really want to be allocating all their resources on that day to that 1 rep max. So by testing things like 5 rep maxes and 6 rep maxes, it still allows you to kind of guesstimate where someone's 1RM might be. And there's plenty of formulas and percentages out there that you can use. I know that WhatUp, our programming software, actually predicts people's 1RMs based on every lift they do. So if you do a set of 8, it will predict what your 1 rep max might look like based on the percentage. So yeah, I
think that's good. Last thing I'd probably add to it is, like, not only that, but we aren't trying to replicate what other people are doing. We're not going to just test 1 rep maxes because that's what everyone else is doing. We think about the longevity of the athletes that we work with and that we have under our belt, and it's our goal to be able to teach them the right way of training so that they can stay healthy and safe. So yeah, I guess that's a huge part too.